local elected officials here. If I missed someone, let me know. Senator Liz Mathis. Best dressed Senator Rob Hone. Representative Senator Kirsten Running. Where's she at? There you go. Holly Dennison. Holly from Delaware County. Councilwoman Ashley Gayorni. I also want to recognize there's some March for Our Lives students here. Where are they at? Olivia Kennedy, you folks here. Right? All passed? Okay, great. And Cindy Garlock, where are you at, Cindy? If you haven't signed up for a shift later on today, knock doors or call or something along those lines, we're going to talk about that a little bit later today. But you're all here, and what a great day to be here. It was a lousy week. It's been a couple lousy weeks. And I just want to give you a little context, okay? Some of you might not believe this. A little quiet. You might not believe this, but I'm 61 years old. That means that in 1968, I was 11 years old. And on the south side of Chicago, during that period of time, for an 11-year-old, I want to say we were a wolf. January, it was the 10th Tet Offensive, one of the worst moments in the Vietnam War. Soon after, in April, Martin Luther King was assassinated. 2 months later, Bobby Kennedy was shot. More than 100 cities burned with fires and riots. And we had Richard Nixon in the White House. From that time, and believe me, those were dark times, some good did come from it. A new generation of political leaders, and a new type of politics came from that period of time, and that's why I'm glad to have Cory Booker here in Cedar Rapids. There were not many bright spots in the hearings for Kavanaugh last week, 2 weeks ago, but if there was a bright spot, it was the diplomatic but tenacious exchange between a young Yale law student and a senator from Iowa named Chuck Grassley. And during that exchange, I got an opportunity to see the same skills that elected Mayor Booker elected Senator Booker to mayor of Newark in 2006, and then to get him elected to the Senate in 2014. And so he was a tough-on-crime councilman, such to the point that a local street gang put a hit on the guy. He got through that. But he was also able to leverage $100 million for the schools in Newark from Mark Zuckerberg. And so, for many of us, Senator Booker serves as a role model for integrity, perseverance, and hard work. His willingness to stand up to the orgy of corruption in the White House and in the Republican Congress today gives people like me hope. His travels throughout Iowa and throughout the country on behalf of Democratic candidates is part of a spiritual and emotional revival that as Democrats, I believe we all need. And so with that, from the great state of New Jersey, the home of Frank Sinatra and Bruce Springsteen,
And Brother Todd has that spirit that I try to live up to every single day. You could hear his words, but you all can also feel his spirit. And I just want to say thank you to you, sir. Thank you for that incredible So, my chief of staff is right over there. Matt Clapp, wave your hand. He has threatened me. He said, Cory, we have a plane to catch. If you miss your plane, you will miss the vote on the Senate floor. So forgive me if Matt comes and runs me out of here, but this has been a gift. This state has been a gift to me. I cannot thank this community that's circled around me right now. I left the Senate floor, literally. I didn't stick around to see the final vote. I didn't want to hear the cheers that were going to break out amongst the Republican senators and my colleagues. And I sprinted for a plane. I got on that plane and I flew. 3-4 hours later, I was in the Iowa State Democratic Party annual dinner, and I was surrounded by brothers and sisters who were feeling the pain that I was feeling the hurt, feeling the anguish. I had incredible people come up to me who were survivors, who watched what we did to a heroic woman named Blasey Ford, who watched the president, after she said the most searing, painful thing about her experience was the laughter. It was the laughter of these two men, two boys. And then we have a president that in a massive rally mocks and laughs at her. And the folk who came up to me, some shared hugs and there were tears as I walked through the crowd in that group and got up on that stage. It was a cathartic, healing moment. But what was most inspiring to me there, and as I traveled throughout Iowa, was that everybody was saying, we had a defeat, but we are not defeated. We got knocked down, but we're not knocked out. That we are just like Maya Angelou's poem. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Right now, we have a moment. Saturday was not the end of our story. This is our moment. This is a moral moment in Iowa. It's a moral moment in America. This is not about left or right. It's about right or wrong. It's going on. Right now, I'm sorry, Republican or Democrat, it is wrong to privatize Medicaid, to push profits to an out-of-state company, and make hundreds of thousands of folk in this state have less access to health care. It is wrong to attack Planned Parenthood, which in rural counties here, access to contraceptive care is critical. I have a friend with endometriosis. Contraception isn't about her desire for sexual life. It is about health care. It's about family planning. It's about the basic right to control your own body. The attacks on teachers, I just left the public school here. And what they're doing to collective bargaining, to education at every level, the skyrocketing cost of community colleges. These are issues that are not left or right. These affect Republican Iowans, Democratic Iowans. What's happening to farmers in this state? All across the Midwest, the farmer suicide rate is going up. Family farms that have been on that land, folks have been on that land for a century or more, are seeing corporate consolidation. Global international companies driving farmers to their knees, shrinking their share of the consumer dollar for the products they create. These are moral issues.
Thank you.
And I'm going to tell thank you. Thank you. So, in life, I'm sorry, you are not defined. My parents raised me to know you are not defined in life by what happens to you. Bad stuff happens to you. I'm sorry, you got accidents. Things happen to you all the time. You're defined by how you respond to what happens to you. You respond by how much you take responsibility. In my speech on Saturday, I said I got my BA from Stanford, but my PhD on the streets of Newark. And I'm telling you right now, I met this incredible woman whose son was murdered. She was a tenant president of these projects. Her son was murdered in the lobby of a building I would move into in the 1980s, but she never left. She never left those projects. And I asked her why, and she says, why am I still living in these buildings? 5'1" tall woman. She goes, why am I still living in these buildings? I go, yes, Mr. Jones, why? She goes, why am I still in apartment 5A? I go, that's what I asked. She goes, why am I still the tenant president at after all these years, these buildings were built in '69? I go, yes, ma'am. Why? She looks at me, she goes, because I'm in charge of Homeland Security. That's the story of America. Americans saying, I'm not going to wait for the folks with titles in Washington to do things. I'm going to do it right here. It wasn't a bunch of people in Washington one day thought, a bunch of men thought, oh, yeah, it's about time women have the right to vote. No. It was groups of voters all around the country like here that said, we're going to make the change happen. Change doesn't come from Washington, it comes to Washington. You all know this. Strom Thurmond didn't wake up one day and say, wait a minute, it's time for those Negro people to have some voting rights. No. He still has a record for the longest filibuster trying to stop it. The reason that change was made was because folks like folk around me, black folks and white folks joining together, saying we're going to stand up for justice in this country. That's the tradition of America, but you know what? It is the tradition of Iowa. I know this because I was raised on those stories. My grandmama, born and raised in Des Moines. My family, her grandmother, moved from Alabama as a single mom to be working the coal mines in Buxton, Iowa. Now in Buxton, Iowa, this was a town that was ahead of its time. You had European immigrants and descendants of slaves, not in a segregated town. They lived together, they studied together, they went down into those coal mines together. And there was dignity in work back then. You could go a hard, grueling day, but you would make enough money to support your family. Not like today, where we have people in Iowa, people in my neighborhood in Newark, who work full-time, but don't make enough to keep their families above poverty. I was told stories about the quilting bees they used to have, where blacks and whites coming together, each with their stitch of cloth, the Slovaks and the Swedes and the blacks, all together to weave their cloth together to make the fabric of America. Yeah. They knew that the lines that divide us were nowhere near as those ties that bound us together. So here in Iowa, this state that they didn't wait for people to end slavery, they built the greatest infrastructure project that ran right through this state called the Underground Railroad. And so, let me say this. We have the greatest candidates. I've met most of your candidates now for your statewide positions, from Gannon to Sam. I sat in Sam's house and turned out lights all over the place. I've blown away to the fundraiser for this young lady who blew me away with her spirit named Dejir. And your governor's a great guy, and your governor's got heart. These are incredible candidates. I've met all four of the future and present Congress people. I met Losack. He's an amazing man. I've known him down in D.C., but I'll tell you right now, you got Finkenauer. I love this state. This is your response to Donald Trump. It's like, look, we believe women, and we vote for them and elect them too. This state is going to put incredible women into office in Washington. And then, of course, I was rolling with JD yesterday. I love JD. Yeah! He's going to bring the Iowa nice back to that district because we got a person that acts very mean in that district. But my last message is for you. My last thing I want to say is to you. Because I learned the hard way. I want to tell you a story from my daddy, but I want to tell you right now, the difference between elections winning and losing is not having the best candidate. You all know we have the best candidates. I mean, all these people running for the state house, running for the state senate, they blow me away. You feel that an incredible group of candidates. They should, if it was just about merit, they should flip the House and the Senate here in Iowa. But it comes down to this. Just talking to Brother Holt about this, it comes down to this. It's not having the better candidate, it's having the better team. Because when I went to go vote in 2008, let me tell you, I missed Obama. And I miss her husband too. He's what we call in Newark, he's alright. But she, I went to go vote with a line around the polling place. I mean, it was so long. I went up to the end of the line. I was mayor of the city. I had police I'm sorry, it wasn't Iowa Nice, this was Newark Real. And the woman in the line looks at me, she doesn't say good morning, and she just looks at me and says, don't you think you're cutting in this line? I don't care who you are. And I just sit there, I go, yes. 1 year later, though, I went to vote, nobody was in the polling place. It was a gubernatorial election. We had an incumbent Democrat running against a guy called Chris Christie. And nobody's there. Nobody shows up. I go into the vote and I walk around the table to hug the poll worker because she looks lonely. And we lost that election. What did the Republican governor do? He cut Planned Parenthood. He cut funding to cities. Cut the earned income tax rate. I go through all the things he did, but I got in people's faces, my friends, I loved them, but they kept saying, look how bad those Republicans are, look what they're doing to us. And I'm like, wait a minute. Don't. People get all personal talking about Chris Christie's weight. I'm like, well, why are we doing that? I'm trying to lose some weight too, be careful. I said, it's not about what they're doing to us, it's about what we do to ourselves.
Yes.
We need to show up at the polls. King said it so eloquently. He said the problem today is not what we have to repent for, not the vitriolic words and violent actions of the bad people, but the appalling silence and inaction of the good people. And that's why I end with this story. My call to action for everybody, I got to go back to my daddy. My mom is the daughter of an Iowan, but my daddy's from the mountains of North Carolina. And my dad, I love listening to his stories. I'm going to share this last one with you right now. I love listening to my dad's stories because they always get more exciting the older he got. He used to say, son, we had hail the size of golf balls. Then it became baseball. Then it became soccer balls. Finally, it's like, son, we had hail the size of Cadillacs. One day he starts a story. He's like, boy, let me tell you about when the tsunami hit our town. I'm like, you grew up in the mountains of North Carolina. When the tsunami hit your town, he goes, boy, you better remember the 10 Commandments. Now, disrespect me, man. It happened a long time ago before the internet. You can't look it up, but it happened. And so my dad tells his story. He says, son, I was sitting in my class room. And at first it started out as a school, then it was a one-room schoolhouse. Eventually it was a lean-to on the side of the mountain. And so I was sitting in my class, and the teacher walked in on the first day of school, and she stood before the students. The students were all sitting there, and she said, class, first day of school, I'm going to teach you all about self-esteem. Anybody in this classroom thinks you're dumb, thinks you're stupid, I want you to stand up right now. And every kids will sit there and look confused and look at her, and she stands there staring at them. Come on now, I want to teach you about self-esteem. You think you're dumb, you think you're stupid, stand up. And nobody moved. But then finally my father said he pushed his chair back and stood up proudly. And the teacher looks at my father and goes, he said, boy, what's wrong with you? You think you're dumb, you think you're stupid? My father scratches his head and says, well, shucks, man, I don't think I'm stupid, but I didn't want you to be the only one standing. I want to say this right now. My dad taught me that in life, bad things happen, but you got to get back up. People are going to say things about you, talk down on you, but you got to stand up. My parents taught me that people are going to push other people down, and you got to stand up for them. My parents taught me that in life, it's what you stand for. It's what you fight for. Don't tell me how much you love your country by symbols and slogans alone. Show me in your work for your country. Because you get out there and you volunteer. You get out there and you knock on doors. You do a little shared sacrifice because that's the story of America. And so right now, the difference between winning and losing in November is not about the candidates we have. It's about our willingness to stand up and work. And this generation of Americans, we have so much privilege. We drink deeply from wells of freedom and liberty that we didn't dig. We can't pay it back to our ancestors who stormed beaches in Normandy for us. We can't pay it back to our ancestors who built the Freedom Trail right through the state for us. We can't pay it back to our ancestors who stood on the Edmund Pettus Bridge for us. But we can pay it forward to those generations yet to come. To that school teacher struggling right now, trying to pay her student loans, but still reaching in her pocket to put bulletin boards up, to pay for school supplies. We can pay it forward to that mother right now with a child, beautiful child with disabilities that is getting herself jerked around by this privatization of Medicaid. We can do something about it right now by the Iowan that doesn't have access to health care because Planned Parenthood had to close their doors. We can pay it forward, and I promise you this. I promise you this. We're willing to work 30 days. We really willing to work and struggle and wake up the consciousness of our brothers and sisters, I promise you that action won't be in vain. Because what we do together is powerful. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. And if we work like that, these next 30 days, dedicate ourselves to the cause of our country, for these 30 days, I promise you, that the effects will not just be felt here in Iowa, as you see tremendous change, but you all will change America by sending Abby, by sending Cindy, by sending JD, and sending Losak back to Washington. You will send ripples out that will change this nation as a whole. Thank you very much. I'd love to shake some hands, take some selfies, post things on your Facebook page with links to where to give to the party or to support candidates or instructions about voting early. The more we use social